Right, I love it when I'm on time, on the button, and you guys don't know how much work it's into trying to get here on time and to finish up my fried mealies that was snack for sort of supper. I had supper early on. But anyway, leave all that. Let's do a good evening and welcome. It's Tuesday. It's not a Puza Tuesday, but anyway, good evening and welcome. My God, Yash Ashwin from Yash Sound is the first one up. Tasha, you should be upset, disgusted with yourself because Ashwin of Yash Sound has beaten all of you guys. The guy with little or no data is first up. He even beat Sir Lancelot. He's definitely beaten Kritika. What a thing. Wally, you were beaten. Jackie, you were beaten. And by who? Yash Sounds. Ashwin beat all of you guys. Every day is a new day. Every day is a surprise. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome. Melissa. Pure Juice. Ashwin Budram, good evening. Shirley Reddy. Casey members and Tyler. Tyler gets a special mention. Why is that? It's not even his program. He's just the food and beverage manager and does other shit. Technical. You don't see technical guys getting on Oprah show like Frontline. Nadine Milligan says, good evening. Today is my birthday. All right. Good evening. Oh, you did say that last week. So we'll do a happy birthday for you if you remind me just now when we finish the introductions. Happy birthday to Nadine. Alright guys, if you logged on, give a happy birthday to Nadine. Show some love for Nadine Mulligan. I think Stanger Banger or Verulam, she's from. I don't get notifications. I wonder why you don't get notifications. Good evening to Kritika says happy birthday. Good evening, Kritika. And Kritika starts advertising the show Don't Jala with Masala. Maybe he had a gig and got done. Buddies, yeah. Good evening and welcome. Ashwin, we're just fucking around with you. Yash Sounds, thank you for joining us. PMB representing in the house. Jasmine Maraj, Yasmin or Jasmine. Anita, good evening. Naresh, good evening, boss. And Sunshine Gang, well done to Yash. Never Narado says, Nadine, happy birthday. Right, let's get the happy birthdays all said and done. It's Nadine's birthday and Milligan, and she chooses to share her birthday evening with me and you guys, so that's a good thing. Or is it? Maybe she got nothing better to do. But anyway, welcome. Nadine says thank you. She's accepting EFTs if you can't afford to buy a present. She's doing EFTs. Ravin Govind, our scorekeeper, says, good evening. Why do you wear sunglasses inside the house? How you know I'm inside the house, Jasmine? You don't get fooled by the surroundings. We're in a fucking green screen here. Since Yash was first, can have my 10 points. Can have my minus 10 points. You want minus 10 points? I got my ticket just now looking for. Oh, Shirley's got a ticket for Don't Dala with the Masala. And there we go, yep. Nabi Devdas says, Namaste. Yeah, true, all technical guys get sidelined. Good afternoon, Karan Lakshmidas, 15-year-old son of Badrinath Lakshmidas. Good evening to you, sir. Bad language sometimes for a 15-year-old, but I hope you can handle it. Melissa says happy birthday to Nadine. Ashwin says I should get 8 points. He says I should get 8 points. Can you please give Kritika, can you please put Yash on a -5? Put him on a -5. English is very, very important to us. And now this PMB guy is saying I should get 8 points. No, points is plural. A is singular. I should get points or I should get 8 points. I'm very pedantic about those things. So Yash goes to -5 points. I'm sorry about that, but really we can't handle this English, bad English. Let's get it right. Cheryl Viren Singh, Nirvana Ramlal says happy birthday to Nadine Milligan. And right, we're almost ready to go. Kickstart, waiting for everyone else to log on, and then we'll take it from there. Birthday girl, Nadine Milligan, happy birthday to you. And all the newbies, welcome. If you're going to comment on what I'm talking about or what's the topic and not other stuff. Stick to the conversation, what's going on, so we have a structured conversation. Don't ask me about my glasses and about cigarettes and all of that, so you just fuck off quietly. Right? If you got any, by the way, if you got any issues with me, if you don't like me, you're in the wrong fucking place. Yeah. Right, good evening everybody and welcome. Let's just take that one step further. If you're not a fan of mine and you don't like what I say, you're in the wrong place. It's not for you. Yeah. So, very quietly. Yeah, don't come with your stupid comments here. We slightly off center here. And I run the conversation here. Yeah. And then you either listen and you contribute meaningfully or you fuck off quietly. One of the two. That's your democratic right not to be here and to fuck off quietly. Anyway, good evening and welcome. It's day number 137 thanks to my statistician Anida. Day number 1 is Tuesday the 8th of Augustus. I wrote July for some reason. 8th of August today. And before we go into the COVID stats, a big thank you to our first sponsor in terms of the special that I'm running, the 5-day special for 500 Rand advertising. And this feature brought to you by Pro Air. As you can see above me here, air conditioning and refrigeration. Love his surname. His surname is Madraviran. Aldane is his name, Madraviran. And a big thank you to you for coming on board as a sponsor for this live feed, the very first one. So 500 Rand buys him a major sponsor for today and the show sponsor, and he gets on other 5 days to come on as a part sponsor in between the program. So well done to him. By the way, obviously air conditioning and refrigeration coming summer now. Yep, coming summer now, and it's gonna get a bit hot. And he does obviously air conditioning, and one of the specials he's offering is a free service with every air conditioning unit sold. Free service with every air conditioning unit sold. Listen, if you're a single female as well, and in the Joburg area within a 40-50k radius, I'll also offer a free service. Yeah, but you don't have to buy anything. I'm just offering like a free service. Yeah, same as Aldane, he's offering a free service, and but you gotta buy his product, and I offer a free service. You don't have to buy anything from me. Okay, maybe a streetwise 2 or something like that. You know, just yeah. Right. So there we go. Thank you to Pro Air. We're day number 137 of. I'm just gonna refresh my comments here. I think we got jammed up there. There we go. Today is 11th of August. 11th of August. What did I say? 8th of August. Okay. 11th of August. I didn't see your comments because the feed got jammed. Thank you to Pro Air Aircon install at my Posey, great service. Oh, Timolian at Pro Air. Today is the 11th of August. Sorry, I didn't see your comments. Comments got a bit jammed up there. Right, coming up in the program, we are going to where shall I start? So many things to start with. Lucy, it's the 11th of August. All right, we know it's the 11th of August. Let's stop with the 11th of August now. Okay, all right. Don't get. It's all such good dates. 11th of August. It's the 11th of August, not the 8th of August. For whatever reason, I was reading the 8th of August. Right, so let's get into it. I thought today, being Nadine Milligan's birthday, yesterday we were talking a bit about, and you know, Cyril Ramaphosa. Let's get into that first. Cyril Ramaphosa, lots of people paying attention here. That's a bad thing, yeah. Feed is bad, boss says Naresh. I don't know why the feed is bad with you. Anybody else having a problem with feed? Maybe Cape Town, maybe the mountain, something like that. Potato. That's right, Waldy Smith. We all know where we are. Let's quickly talk about Cyril Ramaphosa, who came out yesterday. I'm not sure if it was yesterday, but I got the clip yesterday where Cyril Ramaphosa, many of you got it on my platforms. I WhatsApped it to you. Somebody sent the feed to me. I clipped the video and sent it out. Cyril Ramaphosa said that he doesn't mind being a weak president. So let's talk about that for the next 5 minutes. He doesn't mind being a weak president because his mission is to unite the ANC. So as a president of the country, he says his mission is to, all the Cape Town people, by the way, are having a problem with the feed. That's because you've got a big fucking mountain there. Nobody else is having a problem with the feed, only Cape Town people. If you are having a problem with the feed, I can't help you. I'm only broadcasting from here. Wally Smith is in Langaban. He's good to the signal. Feed is sharp, says Wally Smith. So Cape Town people, other side of the mountain. If you're not in the Lani area of Langaban, you're getting a fucking cheap feed. Timoleon Parola says feed is bad. I don't know why his feed is bad as well. So my feed is good on this side. So feed all clear, says Roger. Roger that is in the UK. He's got good feed. So let's spend 5 minutes talking about Cyril Ramaphosa and him saying, coming out and saying, quite frankly and quite articulated, that his mission is to unite the ANC. While we all thought his mission was to be the president of South Africa and look after the interests of the people, apparently his mission is to unite the ANC. And therefore we see him as a weak president when in fact that is his mission. What are your thoughts on that? Let me just refresh the feed because I saw the CR video. It was a total shocker. I don't think he is in control anymore. It says Nevin Naraidu. So Nevin Naraidu, staunch ANC supporter, says that, who's now obviously disillusioned with them, says that he saw the CR video, was a total shocker. I don't think he is in control anymore. Well, one wonders, Nevin Naraidu, if he was in control at all in his tenure so far since 2019, taking over as president of the ANC and now president of our country. We look to our president for direction. We look for our president for hope. We look to our president for steering us out of the mess that we're in. But remember, he also steered us into the mess. He was captain of the ship as well, or deputy captain, vice captain. Right. I'm having a problem with the feed here. Comments, that is. H that guy CR as he has to reignite the ANC voters who they are slowly losing, says Pero Govender. Yusuf says you got DOP in that box. Nope, no DOP in the box. So what about uniting us as a country? Pretoria feed is great. Yeah, so there we go. I am well, many people have made a call to me to call Cyril, so I'll probably be calling Cyril tomorrow just to find out what's going on with that statement and some other stuff to talk about. I'm just battling, trying to make sure the feed is not running as usual, so I'm going to have to be doing this all the time, which is a bit frustrating. Stick to the topic. Good evening, KC. Dilashni, good evening. Joburg is buffering. Some other people are buffering. Everybody else seems to be, feed is good. Michelle. Right, so there we go. What's your take on Cyril Ramaphosa? Views. By the way, what if that is the right thing for Cyril to do? Let me just throw it out there. Let me just throw it out there that a broken ANC or a fractured ANC into pieces is a worse enemy than the current one. What's your thoughts on that? What if Cyril is actually doing us a favor? What's your thoughts on that? We discussed this yesterday, that Cyril may be actually holding this country together, holding the ANC together, and keeping us from a worse fate. Let me put that out there. What's your thoughts on that? Durban feed is good. CM is trying to keep positive. Cyril knows the ship is sinking. Nevin says internal power struggle at play here. NDZ and David Mabuza waiting in line. Cyril is fighting a losing battle and is now trying to fight for his political future. Does he really need a political future? Nevin Naraidu. Is he not happy with the business he's got and the millions he's got? Is he a billionaire? I think so. Don't know what his net worth is. We'll come to that. Sanjay, so I'm just have to refresh every time. Sanjay says with all the units he has mandated to investigate, I wonder what happened to the NPA. NPA is busy with that. She's happy she's got some new ammunition or new ways to deal with things. That's what she says. Hello, Nero Nielsen. Good evening, good evening, good evening. We're talking Cyril Ramaphosa for the moment. It's a political discussion tonight. And Woldy says, holding ANC together in order to loot the coffers of the country. Yeah, well, that's a cynical remark, of course, Woldy. There could be another reason that he's holding the country together to be able to ride the storm, to bring us all out of this mess that we are in. So, I don't know. By the way, also, just before we close the show today, I'm going to be bringing to you the Zakir Naik comment about wife beating in Islam. So stay tuned for that. We'll talk about Don Dara with the Masala as well. And but right now, what I want to discuss is we do some political education. You can name me who is in the top 6, the NEC top 6. Let's see your knowledge. He needs political future because political affiliations helps become wealthy. That's true. Just pick your brain, the Nevin Naraidu. Sunil says ANC is ruling party, has to maintain harmony. That's politics. Look within. And Murray Oliver says, Murray, if he can, just show us he is a leader. Yep, well, I don't think that's difficult to do. You're right, Murray Olivier. We're needing something, even if he bluff us, even if he shows something, we're looking for that. I mean, to come out and say this, say that, is this thing. So I'm asking you a question: who? Let's see, check our knowledge. Who is in the top 6? The NEC top 6. If this conversation is boring for you, then you can move away. We can just educate ourselves about the ANC. CR holding the ANC together is just prolonging the inevitable. Well, I don't know. Do you want the inevitable to come sooner than later, Jackie? You want us to sink to the bottom sooner? CR is indeed a billionaire that holds the master franchise for McDonald's. He used to hold the franchise to McDonald's. Vijay Lala, I think he gave that up or he sold it. He does not hold the master franchise to McDonald's South Africa. That's what I know. I know. Because he doesn't anymore. You can set me straight there if I'm wrong on that one. ANC top 6. Come on, NEC. Let's see who knows the ANC top 6. NEC. You can name me any number, anyone. Don't have to name the whole top 6. Let's get through the top 6. Let's answer our question as to who is in the top 6. Anita says CR Gwede, Zweli. Zweli is not in the top 6. Julian Kutz, yeah, late though. Jesse Duarte. Zweli Mkize is not in the top 6. Anida, good guess. Most of you got it right. Most of it is right. Is watching with you. So who is the top 6? The NEC top 6, the ANC, the ones who are running this country, so to speak, the ones who can hold Cyril Ramaphosa accountable, the ones who can recall Cyril Ramaphosa if he's not doing well or not doing according to what they want or not keeping the ANC together. Lance Lott says Jesse Duarte, Ace Makashula, David Mabuza, Paul Mashatila, Gwede Mantashe, and of course Cyril Ramaphosa. Net worth 6.4 billion. Cyril, David Mabuza. Right, let's just get all your information of whoever you think is and Googling the other two lost. Right, so today's program is about, let's do some education. Knowledge is power. Knowledge is power. The more we know, the more we can understand South African politics and the more we can make informed decisions. So here's the ANC top 6 for you, by the way. First up is our President Cyril Ramaphosa. He beat Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma, who was running power. So remember last year at Nasrec, the ANC conference, elective conference, and Cyril Ramaphosa ran against Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma. Now, pay attention to the votes. I think there's 5,000 delegates there, right? Here's the voting margin. Cyril Ramaphosa, this is how close we came to Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma, who we hate with a passion, to become president. Cyril Ramaphosa got 2,440 votes. Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma got 2,261. That's 444 minus 261, or opposed to 261. 2,440 against 2,261. It's about 200 votes, just less than 200 votes, that Cyril Ramaphosa, with his lobbying, with his factions, got to be president of the ANC and president of the country. There we go. So that was a fine margin between Cyril and this thing. Deputy President David Mabuza. David Mabuza beat Lindiwe Sisulu by about another 300 or so votes. 300 votes. That's how close that was for Deputy President David Mabuza. So Cyril Ramaphosa, David Mabuza, National Chairperson in the ANC Top 6 NEC, Gwede Mantashe. He beat Nathi Mtetwa also by about 200 votes. The reason the voting is important to show you how close the factions are within the ANC. There is a Zuma, pro-Zuma faction, if you call it that, and a pro-Cyril faction, if you want to call it that. I think that's how they split. So I'm giving you, it's a matter of 200 and 300 votes that the factions have voted here to get these people in. So number 3, Gwede Mantashe. Number 4, Secretary General, Gangster State, Ace Magashule. He beat, how's this one for you? He beat Senzo Mkhunu by about 24 votes. Listen carefully. He beat Senzo Mkhunu by about 24 votes. 2,360 to Ace Magashule, 2,336 to Senzo Mkhunu. That's how Ace Magashule is in the top 6 and vying for president. Vying Posey can say Naresh Rip Connect, cheers, bye. ANC Women's League was always very pro-female, thus NDZ. Naresh, come log on again. Right. Then we got Deputy Secretary General Jesse Duarte. Jesse Duarte also winning there by about 200 votes. And Treasurer General Paul Mashatile. Right, so there's the ANC top 6. Cyril Ramaphosa, David Mabuza, Deputy President, National Chairperson Gwede Mantashe, Secretary General Ace Magashule, Deputy Secretary General Jesse Duarte, and Paul Mashatile. That's our ANC top 6, NEC, National Executive Council. These guys, I would think, make the decisions for the country. They can recall the president and all of that. Right. Now, so tonight I will talk a bit and you will listen and we will go and you can comment as we go, but stick to the topic, guys, we're talking about. Let me educate you a bit on our Deputy President, David Mabuza. Our Deputy President and NEC Deputy President David Mabuza. Let me give you some background on David Mabuza. I'm going to read from an article here. I think it's a Daily Maverick. Right. This is, the heading reads, Mabuza Scandals. So if I read well enough, you can understand me. Listen to Mabuza Scandals. Mabuza is seen by political analysts as the antithesis of what Cyril Ramaphosa represents. Antithesis, that means opposite of what Cyril Ramaphosa. Cyril Ramaphosa is going for clean governance. That's what Cyril Ramaphosa's ticket was to ride, was clean governance. He's seen as the antithesis to Cyril Ramaphosa. The Mpumalanga Premier has countless links to alleged corruption. Right. After supporting Jacob Zuma in 2007, he was granted Premier of Mpumalanga. So in 2007, I think Polokwane, he supported Jacob Zuma. And for supporting Jacob Zuma, he was made Premier of Mpumalanga, 2009. In 2010, an alleged sum of 14 million rand of cash was stolen from his farmhouse. 14 million cash was stolen from his farmhouse. What is he doing with 14 million rand in his house? Police opened the case and the province's organized crime unit insisted that just 1,200 rand was stolen. So he said 14 million rand. This is a premier now of Danny Bermalo, premier of Mpumalanga, who is now deputy president of South Africa. In 2010, he laid a charge of theft of 14 million rand. The police organized crime said it just about 1,200 rand was stolen. Who keeps 14 million rand in your house. Our deputy president, David Mabuza. Then a media report then alleged that Mabuza only reported 4 million stolen as he thought 14 million would cause concern, blah, blah, blah. This is our, listen carefully to David Mabuza. There are also allegations that Mabuza is behind multiple political killings in his province of Mpumalanga. Let me read that to you again slowly. There are also allegations that Mabuza is behind multiple political killings in his province of Mpumalanga. Mabuza was also reportedly behind the arrest of a journalist who published articles about a man who he claimed was hired by province officials to be an assassin. We are talking about our deputy president. So this is a Ralph Mateka, a political analyst, says this about David Mabuza. He is a liability to whichever presidential candidate he goes with. Even if he brings a large number of delegates, he remains a liability because you can't deny his association with corruption. Someone like Cyril Ramaphosa can't run an anti-corruption campaign while sitting next to David Mabuza. You just can't rehabilitate him. I will just paraphrase this about our deputy president. He's a liability. He remains a liability because you can't deny his association with corruption. You can't rehabilitate him. He's been alleged to be behind multiple political killings in his province of Mpumalanga. Reportedly 14 million was stolen from his house when it wasn't. Right? Let's hear your comments on our deputy president, David Mabuza. And then you wonder why we are in this state of... So I thought today we're going to go over two. We'll discuss Jesse Duarte next. Casey, thoughts on all, something in the cupboard. What? Casey, are they roughs? What? Casey, they are roughs, all have something in the cupboard. Yep, David Mabuza is one corrupt gangster linked to hitmen, take out whistleblowers, building of soccer stadiums, contract. He's a criminal. The entire ANC party is just an organized crime syndicate. Well, I'm trying to use the platform now to educate, even me, I didn't know all this, so I did a bit of reading up before I came here, so that we can also better understand. So now, by the way, David Mabuza sits at Cyril Ramaphosa's side as deputy president, but he was not chosen by Cyril Ramaphosa to be deputy president. If you go back to the elective conference last year, and I gave you the figures, David Mabuza was elected as deputy president by the factions and people who vote. So for example, if 1,000 people are there and I know 800 people or 600, 700 people, and I pay them off and I give them whatever, I get elected. There's nothing to stop a criminal, an idiot, a moron, an incompetent imbecile to become president or whatever. No standing connections, no standing degrees needed or qualifications. As you can see, the elective conference, they vote for whichever person they want to vote. He's a mafia. And the irony of that is, we can't do it for our country, like the people. Like we can't vote for a president, a deputy president, and all of that. We must vote for a party. Yeah, and then they send the president. But yet, within the structures of the ANC, they vote for a person like that to become on point case. That is South Africa's deputy president and potential president also. Yep, so, by the way, as deputy president, if they recall Cyril Ramaphosa, the man who is alleged, and I'll say alleged, hasn't been convicted, as Ace Makashula said, innocent until proven guilty. These are all allegations against ANC, allegations against David Mabuza. Nothing has been proven. Late check-in. Hello, sir, says Reina. Hello, Reina. Reina, why you never get hold of me? What happened? ANC is worse than any American. Never did David Mabuza. He's colorful to say the least. 1 million came from rig tender for soccer would be cup stadiums. So they said David Mabuza is a dubious character. It's well known secret he's been involved in tender fraud in Mpumalanga. So he's a liability to whichever presidential candidate he goes with. That's where 14 million came from. Rig leader tender soccer World Cup. Right, so that is David Mabuza. David Mabuza, by the way. Tyler. Call my son. NEC top 6. Let me just get your comments right. Zuma, Cyril, they're real.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Facebook not working in Cape Town.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Come upstairs, yeah? Sit there next to me then.
Huh?
Sit there. Calling my son up. Ty. Right. For a minute for me. Indians taught black people how to... Sorry, I was just distracted there for a moment there, so you might have figured that out. Right, next up on the ANC's top 6. ANC top 6, by the way. How's it all? Pharaohs, Indians taught black people how to be corrupt. Question is, who poisoned Mabuza? Yep. So there was a question of Mabuza being poisoned, by the way. Attack on Mabuza by women's visa, blah, blah, blah. Shailen afternoon Casey, sorry was late. Mine 92. Moodas. Next up is Jesse Duarte. Jesse Duarte. So, Jesse Duarte, ANC top 6. Dude looking for attention. Who's looking for attention, by the way? 8:33. Facebook is breaking. Something's happening. Maybe the ANC is stopping our feed, yeah? People are having a problem with the feed. Cape Town people are having a problem with the feed, yeah. So, let's talk about Jesse Duarte. Jesse Duarte, by the way, last year in 2019, November 3rd, 2019, Jesse Duarte was part of the NEC top 6, by the way, accused the ANC of being racist and tribalistic. She says she's hurtful, and she accuses the ANC of being racist and tribalistic. That is somebody in the heart who's a stalwart of the ANC, accuses them of being racist and tribalistic. Right. By the way, guys, I need to unfortunately just cut this feed short for today. We'll discuss the rest of it tomorrow. Bit of an abrupt ending, but I have to attend to something. So, sorry about that. We'll get through it tomorrow. Today's show brought to you, so we kept him on for the whole program. Today's show brought to you by Pro Air Conditioning and Refrigeration. Al Dane, generalizing with your statement, says Melissa Ramlial. Which statement am I generalizing? Who's generalizing? Washi of Zuma's regime, top 6 also. Yep, Jesse Duarte, top 6. ANC, NEC, top 6. Don't forget to catch my show, Don't Dala with the Masala. Vishal says, bad statement, bro. What is a bad statement? Okay, good night, sir. Jesse is just a figurehead. Somebody said bad statement. What is a bad statement? Bad statement, bro. Who's making a bad statement? Good night, all. Thank you for joining us. Jesse Duarte was Mandela's Lady Useless. All our hoops. There's the tune. Yep, there's the tune. And thank you to Pro Air for sponsoring today's show. Free service with every air conditioning unit. Just got through about 34 minutes. Sorry about that. Extended tomorrow. Didn't get to do Zakir Naik's, the Muslim radicalist on women, hitting women if they don't listen to you, how you must hit them. He's got an explanation though how to do that. We'll talk about that tomorrow and get through. Tomorrow we discuss Jessie Duarte and her talks about, today we did the NEC top 6. We discussed David Mabuza and guy picking on Charles. Oh, who's picking on Charles? I didn't see that. If somebody picking on Charles, let me know. We'll block him from the next feed. And I wasn't watching it for a while. Cheers, peeps. As always, it's been a pleasure. Right, remember, always keep it modern. The name is KC Caro, and I'm out.